me, I did my own makeup. Shout out to Kay for teaching me.
I did my own makeup today. Shout out to moi.
So if you haven't saw that video, please click on the little icon we're going to place up at the top of the screen to check it out, because it's a doozy, sweetie.
We're back at Swirl Talk. I am Ray.
I'm Kaylyn.
And we're about to give you guys a taste of our opinions, our values, and how we feel about certain situations. What are we going to be talking about today involving dating, Kay?
We're going to be talking about interracial couples. For those that don't know, interracial couples means we have a couple. One person is of one race and the other person is of another race, but they still love each other and they are going out with each other. So I guess I want to kick it off by saying that interracial couples are really common now.
And obviously it started back in the slavery days when we were brought over here by a ship and slave owners, and then...
Well, I don't know if interracial couples started from back in the day. I felt like mixed babies were created because master used to rape the women and then make these mixed babies.
Yeah.
But master and slave woman was never ever in a
But no,
relationship.
you have to understand, like, back in those days, they still, you know, loved each other. Like, it was couples back in the day, like, even during the slavery days, even though these men, like, think about, like, the Creole people. Like, I was watching Eve's Bayou. This is kind of, like, off topic. But Eve's Bayou, if anybody watched, it's a really, really good movie.
Oh, Creole people was free people of color. Oh.
Back in the day, like, a lot of slave owners who had, like, kids with them and stuff like that. Sometimes it was consensual. You gotta understand, like, even back in the day, they still love their kids, I think.
I feel like the white, I feel like in some case scenarios, though, you know. It just
to a certain extent, not necessarily as much as they probably love their white children, but they probably still cared about their children. Again, we're not from that time, so these are just our opinions.
Opinions, what we think.
Right, like, who wouldn't love their children?
That's crazy, though.
But that's Creole. That's only for, like, people that were, like, French, and it's more to it.
But no, that's super interesting, so we definitely gotta look that up and try to give y'all some more information.
Yes, we're gonna come back on that one because we don't want to talk about something we're not educated on. Okay, but what I do want to talk about, though, is, like, when it comes to interracial relationships, I feel like a lot of people are still very, very sensitive about it. Black and white. It don't matter.
Very much so. Yeah,
you know,
simply because racism is still a live, prevalent thing now.
Yes, it's definitely still alive. It's definitely still happening. And I think it draws back to just us being I'm speaking of our race because I'm not white, I'm not Asian, I'm not Arabic, so I can't speak for everybody else's race and how they feel about it. But what I can say is when I see interracial couples, it makes me happy, especially when I see a black and a white couple, whether the man is black or the woman is black, the white, I don't care, whichever one it goes. It makes me feel like the world is just, like, becoming a
closer. Yes, the world is becoming closer. Yeah. So, that's a really good point.
Right, and it makes me feel good. Like, one day, and this is for real, this happened. I was at Red Robin and I was with a few girls that I go to, you know, the girls at my work with me. So, and we're like friends or whatever. So we were all out. They have nothing to do with it. But I was out at Red Robin and I saw, like, this interracial couple. So it was this black man and they had, like, two beautiful girls. And of course his wife was, you know, white. And I always pay attention to wedding rings because, you know, that's just the kind of girl I am. I love love. I love seeing it. I want to get married, so I pay attention to a lot of different things. So as I'm sitting down and then it's like I'm a people watcher, so I'm watching them, I'm looking at them like, oh, they look so cute, but as I'm looking at him, he kept looking at me like this,
because they probably get those looks.
Like, is she mad? Is she jealous? Is she? And it's like, no, like, he was literally looking at me. She probably feels some type of way, or she's probably,
because wait, what color was the man?
He was black.
What color was the girl?
And she was white, the woman. Okay. They were, like, in their, like, gotta be in, like, their 30s, and they were married. They had the rings on, and they had two beautiful little girls. That probably was like 3 or 4. And it's like he kept looking at me like I was gonna get angry or if I felt some type of way. But I actually was looking at them like, yes, like, I love seeing that. It makes me feel like people are changing, people are evolving, people are accepting to love and just different races. Like, why does it matter what color you are to be with somebody? It's all about the love to me. What about you?
So it's a part of me that is uneasy about it because I definitely feel
what do you feel? What's inside of here?
Okay, so I'm thinking, like, okay, so what's the motive behind it? When white women get with black men, I always, like, question myself and ask, what is the motive? Like, why are you getting with this black man? Like, do you truly love them? Is it just a fad? Because right now I feel like black men are in style. right? So I feel like the Kardashians definitely coined that to say like, oh yeah, you know, I love how black men look, and you know, I love how black women look, and so on and so forth. So I just wonder why, right? And then in those type of relationships, I'm thinking, do you actually understand
The culture
behind the person?
what has happened in the past.
Yeah, because me being black, of course I'm black, but me being black shaped my whole world. How I eat things, how I cook things, how I say things, museums I went to when I was younger.
Your style, your grace,
You know,
your language.
So it's kind of like, if you fall in love with that, I feel like you should
Understand it and respect it.
Yeah, understand and respect where it actually came from. So that's my biggest thing on interracial couples. And I just want them to be stemmed and rooted out of love, though. You know, and not just, oh, the Kardashians, they got black men, so let me get one.
Do you think that's how it is?
So on and so forth.
Do you think that's how it is?
Girl, they are big influencers of pop culture. Girl, how come I'm in the mall and this group of little white girls, right? They ran into Forever 21 when I was in Forever 21. And it was like, oh my goodness, I was about to cop that. Cop?
It's a lingo, though. I don't think
It is, but where did cop come from? The hood. And what is the hood usually made up of? What race? Black folk. So it's kind of like, it was different. I was blown away when I heard it. I'm like, and they didn't seem like little white girls that grew up in the hood, because you know those type of girls like with the braids, and like they sound a little different. And they were regular. I was in Novi, so yeah, I might sound real stereotypical right now, but
it's okay. It's an opinion.
Yeah, I'm just definitely telling you exactly how I feel about it.
I'm gonna bite off of something that you just said, because I do feel like in order to be with somebody, you have to understand their culture and their background, and you have to respect it. For example, if like a black man was with an Asian woman, I feel like whether she's from Japan, whether she's from China, whether she's from the Philippines, wherever she's from, right? I feel like equally they both should understand where each other come from culture wise. I think it's okay to be with somebody of a different race and a different culture. I don't think
Absolutely is.
You know what I mean? But I think you should also respect it. I think you should understand them, because eventually, if it's something that you're trying to pursue for the long run, like have babies and get married and grow old together, have grandchildren together, I feel like you guys have to understand where both of you guys came from.
Exactly. And then when you think about it, okay, so what if a white man and a black woman, they have a black baby together, right? And I feel like being a black man in America is very different than being a white man in America. And that's really sad to say. But it's kind of like, okay, white man, now you have to raise a black baby, or you have to raise a black man. You might have those hard conversations about, listen, when you in a car and the cops come behind you, you need to have your hands on 10 and 2 and don't move them until you ask, yeah, like, right. Sir, like, officer, can I like grab it? It's right there in the you know? And that's probably a conversation that white man never heard of. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like if you do truly understand the black folks' culture and all the things that they've been through, then you can adequately train that child.
But I think most people that end up with somebody that is black, like a white person, like I'm just stemming from, because this is who we are. We black, so we can only talk about it. I feel like people who are with black people understand it though.
Yeah, I feel like they are very open. Yeah. Very, very, very love driven. Yes. Very understanding. Yes. Very all of that though. Because I feel like those people were very similar to the people back in the day, like Harriet Tubman ages. You know, when we were learning about that in school, how the Underground Railroad wasn't like a railroad underneath the ground. It was spots across the United States to north, right? But the spots sometimes were like white folks' homes.
Right, where
like in the basement and all that. Yeah.
And gave them food and shelter and
right. So all white people weren't racist at all whatsoever. Those white people back then understood the struggle that black people had to go through. Yeah, black people had to go through. They wanted to help them out, and they loved them as people. So I feel like, yeah, usually people in interracial relationships, they understand and feel one another. So that's my psychological take on it.
Yeah, this has been our show.
Yes.
So again, this is about interracial couples. Again, we are both for it. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Yeah. Because we just gave you free game.
Nuggets.
Right?
Yes, nuggets.
The jewels.
Yes.
We always giving you the jewels, the love, the positivity. Okay?
Yes.
So we out of here, y'all.
Thank you. Love y'all. Bye.